Welcome back to Game Points. I am your host, Matthew Ross. We are here until 1 a.m. this evening. Matthew at tsn690.ca is the email address. On twitter.com, you can also find us there. And my oversight, I did not tweet that our next guest is now on the program. So I'm going to have to do that as we're talking. He is the editor-in-chief of thefourthperiod.com, and also, of course, a hockey insider who can be followed on twitter.com/thefourthperiod. Don't forget about the print magazine as well. He is Dave Pagnotta. How you doing, Dave?
I'm good, man. A little tired, but pretty good.
Now, Dave, what did you think of that intro music?
Pretty good.
Not bad, right?
I liked it.
Didn't it kind of... I don't know. Let's be honest. Just me and you talking, right? Nobody's around. Nobody's listening. Didn't it kind of feel like maybe it was from some sort of video that you can't really watch around other people?
You can, depending on the type of crowd you hang out with.
Oh, that's a good line.
But
I don't know where you found that, Jimmy. I like it. That's not bad. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know what? For the first time in a while, I took a little time to myself this evening. Got away from hockey. Got away. Lots going on in preseason. I got away from that in preparation for the season. Went fishing. Took a couple hours, relaxed.
Well, hold on. You go fishing? Really?
Of course, yeah. I love it.
I don't see you as a fisherman. I just don't.
I've been doing it since I was 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you clean and gut the fish as well, or?
You just caught me in the middle of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I cleaned up. I rinsed up for this. I'm just about done. I went salmon fishing, got a couple. So. Very nice.
Very nice. What area? I know obviously Dave is based in Toronto. So whereabouts?
I went a little north around Georgian Bay area, Wasaga Beach area, the Nottawasaga River. Mm-hmm. Little salmon and rainbow trout fishing.
Now, are you baiting the hook with worms? I mean, what's the story? I feel like we're doing an outdoor show now. This is great.
It's true. You can use roe, which are fish eggs.
Okay.
Which is better off in the river, or you can just toss the lure out and hope for the best.
I think that would be my strategy.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, as you mentioned, a very busy preseason around the NHL. We saw Brendan Morrow signing with the Blues recently, which is nice to see, a good veteran guy that'll add some character to a team that maybe is looking to get to the next step. Did you like that signing?
I did. I'm a little surprised. I know Brendan Morrow wanted to sign with a contender, and a top-tier contender, and there were a few that were in the mix. I don't see St. Louis in that same realm, but I mean they'll definitely be a playoff contender, and if they can get a few pieces together, things can work out for them. But adding a guy like Brendan Morrow to the third line is if you're a team that's trying to get over that hump, he should be the guy that can be a difference maker in one way or another, in one end of the rink or the other. And veteran guy, won an Olympic medal. Been around for a long time, doesn't have the cup ring yet, but he's had plenty of playoff experience and should be a valued addition to the St. Louis Blues.
All right. Obviously, we saw the big hubbub in Toronto with the Sabres and the Leafs. Any other storylines catching your interest so far this preseason?
Well, just quickly on that, everybody's got to bleep and relax. It's preseason, okay? It's fighting. It happens a lot. Everybody just needs to relax. It happened in Montreal, Ottawa in the first round of the playoffs. It's going to happen once in a while. These line brawls are going to happen. Everybody's so sensitive. Just makes me sick.
Thank you, Dave. I feel so much better now.
Look, people fight. The game is about. I don't have. My biggest issue with what happened in the Toronto-Buffalo preseason game was the fact that John Scott was out on the ice when Phil Kessel and Bozak and those guys were on the ice. If you want to send a message, you don't have to go after the team's best player in that respect. Drop the mitts with somebody who's a proven guy that can combat with you, And, if you beat him to a pulp, you beat him to a pulp, and that's the end of it. You don't go after Phil Kessel, who has, that was his first fight in probably ever. At least he didn't do an Alex Semin, though, which is to start flailing the arms and smacking the other guy. But
yeah, what about the windmill, Dave? Why hasn't that caught on in the NHL, right? Where you just close your eyes and swing your arms and...
like fishing, hopefully.
Chatting with Dave Pagnotta from thefourthperiod.com. Dave, I know it's early. We're only in preseason, but you're a guy who always talks to us about whispers and other things going on behind the scenes. Are there any teams right now that are trying actively to trade to maybe fix a need on their roster this early?
I think we're going to start seeing things picking up significantly now. Once teams start making their final cuts, this is the home stretch of the preseason, you're going to start seeing a little bit of banter going about right now. One team that is obviously looking to make some kind of a move is Toronto, with Cody Franson not anywhere close to a contract with the Maple Leafs. We actually have a photo shoot with him tomorrow for the magazine because he's got some extra time on his hands. He's kind of sitting back, and the Leafs have to look at clearing up, some kind of cap space after signing Mason Raymond to a one-year deal. So either they trade him, or they let him sit out, or they clear some room. They're a little active on that front, trying to get a little creative in that sense. Calgary is a team that's quietly fishing around a little bit. They know that this is going to be a rough year for the Calgary Flames. They know it's going to be not a pleasant season. I don't like their goaltending. I don't think Kerry Ramo is going to do anything for that team. He didn't perform well in the NHL when he was there. Yeah, he was a two-time KHL All-Star, but I mean it's a completely different game. It's a different ice surface. I don't think he's going to do very well for Calgary or any team he plays with. So I think they got a lot of problems in net, and they're kind of scoping things out a little bit. Their blue line needs a lot of work, and Mike Camilleri is available. He's going to be unrestricted at the end of the year. They tried trading him in the off season. He's got a limited no trade. Only a few teams that he would list on there, and the rest of it, the other teams, if he can go somewhere and add some offense, he would gladly do it. So it comes down to what Jay Feaster wants to do.
Yeah, we all know how well Jay Feaster's been dealing over the last couple of years, right?
Well, look, Brian Burke's in there to help mentor him a little bit.
Isn't that odd, though? I mean, the guy won a Stanley Cup as a general manager, and he needs a mentor.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that as your response.
Jay Feaster's been criticized quite significantly over the last few seasons. They need a bit of a change in Calgary. They needed an entire dynamic to shift for the Calgary Flames. They got really lucky drafting Sean Monahan. I really believe that he's going to be a top tier player in the National Hockey League. He's looked really good for a long time, and the fact that Calgary was able to draft him as a centerman with I think the 6th overall pick is just huge for that organization. And they should probably finish last this year. So now going after Connor McDavid and having him and Monahan 1-2 could be a pretty potent punch for the Calgary Flames. So, I mean, if you're a Flames fan, then at least you got that to look forward to.
He is Dave Pagnotta here on the Fourth, or on TSN 690. He is of thefourthperiod.com. Dave, what team are you most excited to see in person this year? I know you make your rounds during the NHL season.
I want to see. I'm interested to see how LA kind of rebounds. I think that they were tremendously banged up last year during the playoffs. I'm really interested to see how they kind of reconnect this season. Dustin Brown's battling a bit of a lower body injury right now, and I think he's going to be ready to play for the beginning of the season. But I'm really interested to see how the Kings do. I really want to keep an eye on Detroit too. I think the Red Wings have a lot of potency up front. There's a lot of offense that's going to be coming out of this group. A lot of depth up front, and goaltending. Jimmy Howard should be pretty solid for them. It's going to come down to their blue line. If their blue line can hold it together, Detroit should be battling Boston for first in this division.
The Fourth Period on Twitter.com. If you want to follow him there, he's got, 1 billion followers by now, Dave?
Getting there.
Yeah, it's getting close. It's getting close. Dave, thanks so much. Really appreciate your time.
All right, pleasure as always, bud.
All right, there you go. That's Dave Pagnotta from thefourthperiod.com.